Well, obviously you are, and you've had a great track record. Let's talk a little more about the national economy. It's something we cover here a lot on this show. Right now, 36 out of 38 economists saying that they oppose any further efforts by the Fed to invigorate growth. And as you know, the Federal Reserve has been very involved in what's been going on with the economy. Should the Fed do more?
Don't help us anymore would be our... Listen, this really isn't high-level economics from my... This is some pretty simple applications that need to happen in this country. And I'll be real honest, we don't need a bunch of highly trained economic PhDs telling this country how to get back. What we need to do is cut the spending, lower the taxes, have a regulatory climate that is fair and predictable, have a legal system that doesn't allow for oversuing, and a lot of that needs to happen at the state level as well. But the feds need to get out of telling us how to find energy, how to protect our own environment for our people, how to educate our children, for instance. The feds are spending way too much time trying to tell us how to do things that constitutionally they're not even supposed to be doing. I'd like for them to defend our borders first, then they can come and have any more conversations with us.
Well, Governor, you sound a whole lot like a presidential candidate. Will you be one?
I'm giving it some thought right now, and hopefully in the not too distant future we'll have a definitive answer.
You know, I think there's a lot of people who agree with you how you diagnose the problems, and you can see it in the polling. Americans say that they think Congress does a lousy job, for example. I think their approval ratings are in the single digits. What do you make of that? Well,
you look at Congress's track record over the last decade or two, and there's pretty good reason for people to say, hey, wait a minute, you spent all this money, you had this big TARP bailout, and then you started stimulating us, and all of that hasn't done anything except create a monstrous debt for our kids. I mean, a $14 trillion debt, 1.3, 1.4 just created over the last 12 to 15 months. And people look at that and they go, what are you doing? They know that is not proper, they know it's not right, and they know it's not going to stimulate anything except more heartburn.
And spending is going to go up, Obamacare coming into place, more taxes for more Americans, more taxes for business operators. What do you think of Obamacare?
Well, the first thing that the new president and the new Congress needs to do is abolish that, is repeal Obamacare, and then allow the states to compete. Really get out there. I promise you, the Oklahoma, New Mexico, Ohio, Rick Scott down in Florida, for instance. I mean, these are some brilliant governors who have had a lot of experience in the healthcare side of things, for instance. Allow them to put programs into place. We'll go pick and choose. I'll promise you, if Susana Martinez over in New Mexico puts a plan into place that I think will serve well in Texas, we'll go pick that up and implement it in our state in a heartbeat. But every state is different. The idea that you can make one-size-fits-all health care is nonsense. All we know about Obamacare is that it will cost Texans over the next 10 years, if it's implemented, almost $30 billion more. That will bankrupt the most successful state in the nation.
Can you afford that?
No, absolutely not.
You've been having budget difficulties.
You can't. It will bankrupt even a state as strong economically as Texas.
Well, Governor, thanks for coming in. Absolute pleasure meeting you. You have to come back when you make your announcement.